And hello, it's me, Anime Wheat, or We Anime. And we are back with another part of What If Deku was Nanami's reincarnation. Like usual in these What Ifs. Disclaimer, uh, I stutter my words, I do impressions, and I'm sorry if you hear any background noise. I'm sorry, there's construction going through my, well, there's a helicopter going to my area, taking stuff to a construction site. So I'm sorry if you're the helicopter in the background right now. I will try to do my best to, I'll do my best. Okay. And where we last left off, well, hold on. Let's get into the story. Okay. I want to say that. Um, where we last left off, uh, Medora was running around the forest training camp trying to find uh his classmates while leaving Mandalay and Tiger to face off against that one person. I don't know their name. I still don't know. But yet, yeah. And while that's happening, Midori is running around and he eventually sees Shoji, right? And he would start slowing down and would see that Shoji is crouched down and staying quiet, not moving at all. And he would get up to Shoji and ask, "What's wrong? What's happening?" And Shoji would turn around and say to Midoriya, he would say, "Tokoyami went crazy. Dark Shadow took over." I mean, and Midoriya would say, "That I don't believe that's a good thing, huh?" And Shoji would point over and with one hand and would also put up like his finger to his mouth to motion Midoriya to stay quiet. And Midoriya would stay quiet and would look over uh to the where Shoji was pointing, and he would see two red glowing eyes in the darkness around them in the forest. And you could also hear not cheese, trees crashing down, getting broken. And Midoriya would say very quietly in a whisper, "We need to move." And Shoji would say, "I know that, but yet I don't want to leave my friend, our classmate, like this." And then Midoriya would say, "I got an idea. Okay, this may not work, but yet his weakness is light, correct?" And Shoji would shake his head in a, yeah, he would nod his head, yes. And Midoriya, after he would say, "We just need to find Todoroki and Bakugo, and then they can help us with this. Do you, weren't you all in the same area or something?" And Shoji would say, uh, "They were behind us. We were the first to go in, I believe. I don't remember. Things happened." Okay. Well, let's head back to the path and I got an idea. One of us will have to distract him so the other one can get up there in front and get his attention, right? Or we both can run and just book it. But I also got an idea. See, I experimented on the way here. Um, I could basically launch myself with my ratio technique, which with my quirk. See, with ratio, right? There's ratio lines all over the place, right? Even the air, okay? I can launch us in the air going one way, okay? And after he would say that, Shoji would say, "You better hurry up because it's coming right for us. It either saw you or heard you." And Midoriya would look over and say, "Oh shit." I also forgot to add in the disclaimer, foul language. Okay, foul language will be used. Okay, okay, I'm gonna get back to the story. And the monstrous Tokoyami, or Dark Shadow, would be towering over the two, and it would roar, or like do a screech, and Midoriya would grab Shoji and would use, or use, uh, use, they would use, Midoriya's quirk to launch them. And how this, I'll explain it in a later video how this works. Um, okay, you'll see it in a different video, maybe tomorrow's video, if I do any tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know yet. But yet, okay. Um, so they would start booking it, right? They would start going as fast as they could, and they would start getting out of the range. Well, they would stop seeing Dark Shadow, and they would also look to the side of them and see like rustling in the bushes, but yet they're not going to pay attention to it. No, they don't. They don't. Okay, I got an idea. I got a different idea. Okay. But yet they would keep on running until they see fighting up ahead from Bakugo and Todoroki and some guy with a weird quirk. And Midoriya would yell out, "Todoroki, Bakugo, move now! I'd recommend it." And the two in front of them, with Todoroki holding that guy on his back, on their back. I don't. I think I'm. Yeah. Todoroki would be holding a person while they were fighting, and 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 they would both turn back and see two red eyes. Sorry, you might hear a louder voice, because the helicopter's near. Okay, sorry. Um, but the Bakugo and Todoroki would turn back and see two giant glowing eyes, and Todoroki would yell, "What is that thing, Midoriya?" As they would all start running, or those two would wait until Bakugo and Todoroki would wait until Midoriya and Shoji would get up to him. I recently got filled on that those two, that is Tokoyami, and we need to go. Screw that guy. We can just run past him, or we could go hide in this bush, these bushes. I screw the plan. And Midoriya would grab uh Todoroki, and Shoji would grab Bakugo and the other knocked out guy, and would jump into the bushes, right? Which the villain, which is Moonfish, I believe that's his name. He would be stuck in the ice, okay, and he would eventually get out. And he would see Tokoyami charging at him, or Dark Shadow, really. And Dark Shadow would absolutely obliterate this guy. And he would hear like a cracking, or yeah, Tokugami, or Dark Shadow. I don't know what to call it. Um, Dark Tokoyami. There we go. Or I'm just on top. Call him Tokoyami. But yet Tokoyami would hear a cracking in the woods beside them, and and the five that were in the bushes um would get out of the bush and start running up the path more, or down the path, and they would see fighting of like three people fighting, and they would recognize them as Suyu and Oraka fighting some crazy chick, right? And they would eventually uh get up to him, and 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 they would the five, well, technically four awake people and one knocked out guy. They would catch up, right? And after they would catch up, they would all come like to a halt, and they would see the crazy chick, uh, and like Bakugo would send an explosion at her, but yet she would have left in a portal, which they would all recognize from the USJ incident as the same. This is the same people as that's the same portal, I mean to say, as the people at the USJ incident. And since that woman left, um, Midoriya said to the other two, we need to start going, like now. We need to get it to a clearing and get away from that thing. And he would point backwards, and those two would get a horrified look, like, oh, yeah, no, no. And they would all start running again. And they would eventually get to a clearing, right? And they would, like, once they got into the clearing, they would try to set up a plan, and they would have Bakugo and Todoroki uh, at, like, two trees. They would be hidden, hitting, hiding. Okay, that's the word, not hitting. Like, they're just beating the crap out of each other at the bushes. Uh, but yet those two would be hidden, and Suyu, Oraka, Shoji, and Midori would be out in the open. Um, right, like two on each side, and once Dark Shadow would eventually get there, Todoroki and Bakugo would light it up. On fire! Light it up, light it up. I don't know. That was just, I feel like that was convenient timing. And they would both send fire and explosions at it and weaken Tokoyami, or weaken Dark Shadow, really. And they would keep on doing that uh, until Dark Shadow would be defeated and would retreat back into Tokoyami. And Tokoyami would be awake, and they would all come around until something happened. Two, like, marble would follow the air and hit Bakugo and Tokoyami, and well, it would hit them, and get they would those two would poof, and the marbles would go back to their owner, and they would turn around and like they heard laughing behind them, like uh, and they would turn around. All of them would turn around and would look to the laughter, and they would see a man. I don't know. It's compressed, and Medora would say, "Hey, give us, hey, give us those, give them back now, please. Give them back. I'm not playing games, okay? I got a gun." And he would reach behind him, and like everyone would look at him like like, do you actually? And he would like say, no, I don't. Just play along. And like Todoroki would like, yeah, yeah, he's got a gun. Yeah, you better be scared. Yeah, that's my best friend. No, like she doesn't say that. She doesn't say best friend. Yeah, he's got a gun. All right, and the guy would say, I'm not scared of a gun, like at all. I hope you know that. And Midori would say, I was lying anyways. But I can use a bullet. And the guy over there on the other side of the clearing would say, why don't we introduce, I'm going to introduce myself so that we can get out of this awkward moment of not knowing each other names. Even though I do know yours, and I'd like to kill you, honestly. Can I? Probably not, huh? And Midori would say, no, you can't. I mean, you could try. I mean, I'm not stopping you. But or no, other guy would say, my name is Compress. I'm well, a magician. And Midori would say, no duh. Now give us back our classmates. And Midori would start raising up his hand and would start raising it back towards his head or and above his head, and he would say, or something might get a little dirty, or this might get a little dirty. And Compress would say, ooh, naughty boy. You got a girlfriend? Nah, or what? You got like issues? What's wrong with you? This guy's, Madara would say, this guy's so dumb. I mean, given I am bleeding, but yet, he, he, do you even know my quirk? And Compress would say, I mean, I know the gist of it. I mean, not much of it, but yeah, I know a little bit. And Midoriya would say, well, clearly you don't know much. And with his hand up, he would like s- take it down slowly, and then boom, he would like it would look like he would punch the air, and everyone, or not everyone, you could see a shockwave or like an air cannon would push out, right? It would push out, and it would just disappear. But yet, Compress would also be holding another marble, and he would say, "Well, you're not very smart, are you?" And now Midori would be looking at Todoroki, and he would say, "Do it." And Todoroki would stomp the ground, and a huge iceberg would get sent at Compress. But yet, Compress would also release the air blast, at them, and cause it would cause a huge hole into in the ice. And Midori would say, "Ah, that's how it works. Good thing I got. Now I know how your quirk works. Good. I can get this over with." And he would start to like lean down, and it looks like he was about to launch or start running at him at Compress, but yet Compress would say, "No, no, 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 no. I'd recommend you stay right there, young man. Or these two friends of yours will be turned into dust or into ash, really." And a portal would open, or two portals would open behind them, behind Compress, and it would two figures would appear out of portal, and one singular person would come out of the other. Um, they would recognize one of them, the girl, that's the singular one that came out of the portal by herself. And that would be, and the woman would say, "Ooh, yay! Do I get to stab one of them?" And she would look at Midoriya and see that he's bleeding, and she would say, "Ooh, can I stab that one? I really want to stab that one now." And the other two would say, well, one of them would say, "Wow, nice, we got two of them now, don't we? Huh, Compress?" And Compress would say, "Why, yes, we do, Davi." Now, boys and girls, which one do you want? I'll give you back one. I'll humor you. Which one you want? And the other person that came into the portal and with Dobby, that's which the students would look at the all of them. They would say, well, and the guy which he looks like he is wearing a bodysuit, right? The guy would say, "Why can't we just kill him? Oh, why can't we just kill him?" Hey, that's funny, man. That's very funny. And Dobby, as they know as Dobby, you creep me out twice. And now they know all of their names, except for the creepy woman. And Medora would say, why don't you just give us all of them, both of them, and then turn yourselves in. I know you gave me an option, but I also want to give you an option because I could do something right now that wouldn't be very nice to any of you. And he would start raising up his hand again to shoot another like air blast at him. And I just came up and he would also say, and I just came up with a name for this. So either way, I choose the left one. And he would shoot a air blast at the the two men, Dobby and Twice, and Compress would throw a marble at the air blast, and he would say, and it would come back to Compress, right? And he would say, well, and he would stick this marble in his pocket, and he would hold out the two, right? And he would throw the left one at them, and it would appear to be Tokoyami. And now he would also reach it back in his pocket and reach out the one that has the air blast in it. And he would release the air blast back at him. And Midoriya would hit the air blast, but yet it would just launch back at them and compress and everyone else. It would turn to be bigger. They would dodge out of the way. They would step into portals, and Midoriya would launch himself at the people and see that Bakugo has been released out and would have a hand at the back of his neck. And Bakugo would say, "Stay away," and bloop, the portal would disappear. And Midoriya would say, "Well, that sucks." Of course, my luck. That's my luck. First my mother, and now Bakugo. Mm, of course, just of course. And heroes, or yeah, heroes would, or Aizawa would make it there to them. And well, during that time, Midori has sat down where he was standing while he was saying that stuff. And people would, well, they would look back and see Aizawa, and Aizawa would say, "What happened here?" Hold on. What happened here? What has you all glum? Or sad, rather. What has you all in a bad mood? I'm gonna keep on asking these questions until you tell me. And Shoji would say, they got Bakugo. And Aizawa would, his eyes would widen, and he would say, "What do you mean? What do you mean they have Bakugo?" This time Todoroki would say, "There was this one guy with like a quirk that has to do something with marbles, and he got," and well, she would just explain, Todoroki would explain what happened there, what happened there, right? And Tokoyami would say, "It's my fault." And Midori would say, "It's not your fault. It's more mine, really." Uh, and Tokigami would say, "How is it your fault? I'm the one that let Dark Shadow take over, and then got us in this mess." And then Midori would say, "I could have went, well, I mean, it would have hurt a lot. I could have launched myself fast enough to just outright take them both, but yeah, I was afraid to because that Dobby guy. I didn't know what quirk he had. He could have had some type of reflex quirk and just knocked me out of the wind, out of the air, or he could have burnt me to ashes. Because don't you remember? Well, I mean, of course, Tokiyami would know, uh, but everyone else would. Uh, that compressed guy said something along the lines of, "Your two friends here will get burned to ash." So I didn't want to, just in case I got burnt to ash, and then everything would be gone. Then our chances at that happening would be gone. So that's why I didn't do it. Well, Kaminari ain't gonna be very happy. Either is Kirishima. Uh, this is gonna suck. Good thing I wear rubber. My clothes have a rubber outlining or lining, so Kaminari won't be that bad. Um, that Kirishima girl, though, on the other hand, she's gonna be pissed. And all that Midori said after saying it was his fault would be under his breath or like lower in voice. Um, and Aizawa would say, "It's not your fault, Midoriya. Uh, none of your faults. It's I don't know how to explain it. They had a goal here, right, Midoriya? After that one guy said, and Midoriya would, well, has gone up and went to Aizawa and everyone, and Aizawa would say, yeah, it was to catch Bakugo, as I remember, and that's what they did. And they were gonna try to kill me. I mean, clearly, that's one of their goals. That was one of their goals for a parent. I don't know. And Aizawa would say, well, they only got one part of their plan, but the other part is still here, and that's you, Midoriya. We could have lost both of you, but yet there is still one thing we can do. We could try to find Bakugo. Okay? I mean, it's no harm, no foul, really. Let's just get back to the building, and then you all. No. I was hoping this would end out better, but yet clearly not. And they would all get back to the place, and everyone would be there. Heroes would be there, ambulances, really. Uh, other heroes would be there. Uh, okay. And Midoriya would, once they would get there, he would he would take off his goggles and say, "Is anyone else sorry about the noise?" He would say, "Is anyone else's blur vision blurry, or is that just me?" And Todoroki would be right beside him, and she would say, "I think it's just you, Midoriya." Uh, and once she would look at Midoriya, there would be like he would be already falling on the ground, and everyone would see the blood on his and the back of his head, and like the whole entire back of the t-shirt is soaked in blood. And then they would also see like uh they would just see all the blood, and yeah, I mean the cut on the back of his head, and then his back would be covered in cuts. His whole entire shirt would be ripped, and Todoroki would yell, "Midoriya!" and would get down there. I mean, making sure he's still alive. And she would yell, "Medics! Uh, hurry! I'm telling you, hurry up!" And Aizawa would turn around, see that Midoriya has went down, and Todoroki is down there trying to cover up as much wounds as she can. And Aizawa would say, "I wish I took a medical class. Crap. Uh, hmm." And and Kaminari would came over very quickly after seeing him. after Midoriya out from the window after he would fall on the ground. And he came out real quickly and he would say, what happened? And what happened to Bakugo? I don't see him. I'll worry about that later. Uh, yeah, no, we need something. I don't know what I was trying to do. See, usually, um, he would pass out from using overtime, and he would add quotation marks to overtime. You know, and he goes overtime after he takes off his tie. Uh, As I can see, he does not have his tie on, and he is covered in blood, as I can see. Um, and like the students that were still awake and didn't get put to sleep by the gas would come out and also surround Midoriya. And a doctor, or, well, medics haven't really got there yet. Only some of them, and they were attending to other students, to the students that were knocked out by the gas, and nobody could really go there. But yet Mandalay ran over and would say, "Move it." I'm happy I took those classes, unlike you guys know. And she would start stitching up wounds on his back. Well, his head at first. She would start stitching them up until a actual doctor with a healing quirk could get over and check on him. She would do the main ones, and she would also take her like hands, like her middle and pointer finger, and would put or and take them down like the side of his rib cage, and notice that some of them were broken, and Mando would say, "Aizawa, what did the kid do before talking to you and helping us?" And Aizawa would say, fight a different villain. He said muscular, which police are already over there taking care of him. Okay, so we don't have to anything to worry about that. And Mandalay would say, "No wonder. Uh, how is this kid alive? He's lucky, really. He's real lucky." And Aizawa would say, "Why is he lucky, Mandalay?" Well, he has two broken ribs, uh, and these cuts. I mean, clearly, and yeah, I mean, I'm no doctor, but I don't think that's a good thing. And Aizawa would say, "I don't think so either. I really don't think so either." Uh, and Aizawa would run over to a doctor, a medic, and say, "We need you over here." And he would run over to somebody with a healing quirk, really, and he would say, "I need you over here real quick." And uh, the doctor would say, "Why? What happened?" Um, well, you just get over there, okay? I'm sorry about the audio. I set my phone down. Uh, but yet the doctor would run over, and once he would see Midoriya, uh, he would understand why, and he would start using his quirk, which is a healing quirk, and he would say, "Uh, hey, you all help me." Well, that's weird. Well, you know how you said that he had broken ribs, right? Um, from what I can see, his ribs are only cracked at the moment, and that could See, my healing quirk works rather quickly, but yet not that quick. So, how bad were the ribs once you checked them? I don't know if that's real medical advice, okay? Don't trust me on anything medical, okay? I don't know if you could check and feel if you had broken ribs. I have no clue. Don't trust me on it, okay? Do not trust me on it. But yet, Mandalay would say, uh, they were like cracked in half. Remember, I don't know if this is how it works. Okay, I've broken one bone in my life, and that was my wrist. Okay, so don't trust me on anything medical. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, I'm not done. Okay, and Mandel would say, well, they were cracked in half, and yeah, why? So you're what? I don't know what the doctor would say. Well, it seems that something along that lines, it could be his quirk, or he just is a, uh, he is a just a rather fast healer. But yet my healing quirk is rather powerful in healing. But I had to be directly on the spot, and I was not really on the spot. And my quirk can also only really heal like cuts. So the cuts are good. Good stitching, by the way. But the bones from the what you said, um, well, they're see, my quirk won't really work on bones. So I don't know what's wrong. And Medora would start to wake up, and he would say, "Oh, okay. Oh, okay." He would start to stand up, and he would like feel hands on his back, and he would turn around and he would say, "Who are you?" And he would be staring at the doctor, and the doctor would say, "Oh, well, I'm a doctor. I'm a medic, and yeah." And my daughter would say, "Okay, hold on, let me stand up. I can barely see." See, can't. Uh, oh yeah, I forgot about that side effect. Oh, come on. Hey, Kaminari, how long was I blind last time? And Kaminari would say, about a day? And how much? And Madara would say, how much have I used overtime since then? A lot? I mean, not a lot, but yet quite a few times. And then Madara would say, oh, so I'm not, my eyes aren't closed. Okay, well, that's grand. Uh, I really should carry my contacts with me more often. Um, okay, another question. Why is everything cold? Is that just me or... And Todoroki, well, no. Kaminari would say, well, it's not cold at all. It's quite warm, in fact, for being like in the morning, like 3 and to like 2 in the morning. It's pretty warm. It might be cold to you because your skin is frozen, and the only one I know is that has a freezing quirk or like an ice quirk is Todoroki, and you could see um Todoroki just standing there like, hey, I didn't do anything, like type look on her face, and Kamine would say, "What did you do?" And Todoroki said, "I didn't do a thing, like at all. I did not do anything, and you can't prove me of anything." And Kamine would say, "I have a feeling you did something." And Midori would look the whole entire opposite way of Todoroki, and he would say, "Did you use a quirk?" Todoroki is on one side, right? And which Midori has stood up, and he would be looking the whole entire opposite way of Todoroki, and he would be saying this, "Did you use a quirk?" And Midori would Kamine would like position or take Midoriya and position him to actually look at Todoroki, and Todoroki's like, "Yeah, um, there's a special property with my fire, well, my ice really. If I touch the wound and use my quirk on a different person, it doesn't work on mine. It works on other people. On me. I didn't mean to say mine. And me, um, it sort of, it really only works on bones, as I realize. Um, yeah, you're welcome." And Midori would say, "Oh, thank you." And which, and question. So my eyes are not closed and I'm actually blind. Um, or blind. Wonder how long this one's gonna last. And he would start just walking in the and a like to a like in a direction, just in a random direction. Like, am I going? And he would be saying, "Where's my bag?" And he would be walking back into the forest, and Commoner would say, "Wrong way," and Midori would turn like to still the wrong direction, and Midori and Commoner would say, "Towards my voice," and Togu no, Midori would say, and he would turn around the opposite way of Kaminari, and he would start walking that way. He's an idiot. It's he, it's like everything just goes out the window once he's blind. And once and once they would look back at Midori, he would just be walking like into a tree, just like he would just be standing there saying like this way, and he would be trying to walk into a tree, right? And he would, "I highly doubt I'm going the right way." And Todoroki would say, "Towards my voice." I've known this guy for like a couple weeks, couple months, and he's an idiot. I've never, and she would turn to Kaminari and say, "So he's done this before?" And Kaminari would say, "Yeah, very much so. Usually it's just, he'd usually listen if Bakugo's here, because he would know if he would know that Bakugo would attack him, but yet I'm just too nice to do that." Um, and Midoriya would be walking towards Todoroki with Todoroki's voice, and he would say, "You're not nice, Kaminari. You're really not. You're really not." I remember I remember at one of your birthday parties. I believe it was like your eighth or ninth birthday party, and me and Bakugo went because we were friends. Um, yeah, no, you're not nice. We all were in a pool, right? And he got scared of a bug, and it shocked everyone in the pool. and I mean everyone. You were, and Komine would say, "Don't remind me of that time." I'm still, and by the way, it was a spider, not a bug. Get it right. Sorry. And Midoriya would eventually, or and he would say, "Well, either any one of you go get my bag, please." Um, something usually helps, and that just being nothing. Uh, I just need a sleep because by this time tomorrow, I should have my vision back, unless it just goes for more time, and then more time, and then more time. I hope it's only 2 days. Now I feel like I'm screwed. Why did I have to lose my other contact? And somebody would bring him his bag, right? And he would open it. He would stick his hand in there and feel around until he would find the case. And he would say, I hate using these. You know? When, screw it. And he would open the case, and it would be contacts, a singular contact in that case. And he would put the contact in. He would say, I hate using these. These hurt, right? And he would say, "Oh, hi. I can finally see a little bit. Oh yeah, yeah, I can see. Okay. We're gonna do a time skip. Um, which they would get a break at the moment, and they would finally get back to class. And or this would be at a Saturday, and Aizawa would ask them to come in on Saturday and say, and he would say, Um, we're getting Dorn's bill and the 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 sustain no the person the new student in our class. Okay, I was gonna keep it a secret, but yet hold on, I forgot the voice. And I thought, well, I'm gonna re-say it, or I'm just gonna continue as I Izawa's voice. Well, I was gonna keep it a secret, but I guess I'll just let her introduce herself. You can come in. I'm gonna go. Oh, and Midori does get has his vision back. It only took 2 days to get his vision back. And before Aizawa would leave, he would say, "Oh yeah, the dorms are ready, so you can start moving in." Okay. You can start moving in tomorrow, and then we'll go back to classes on Monday. Okay. And the person would walk in, and it being Psycho, no, Psycho Intelli. It's the white-haired girl with the like monocle. I really like the character. The Look her up. Okay. I'll put her name, how you spell it, in the description. It's under the ships for this what if, right? And you'll see her name down there with two other names, which if you ever bothered checking the in the description, you will see where my Instagram is and the ships for this what if. Okay, okay. So she would walk in, she would introduce herself, and I'm gonna try a voice, but I'm not gonna guarantee anything. Hello. No, no, no. That's no. That's terrible. But yet she would walk in and she would say, "Hello, I am happy to be here. Um, hello, my name is Saiko Intell. Uh, my quirk is tea. When I drink tea, certain certain types of tea will up my IQ in certain ways. Okay, okay. And she would also say, "Any questions before I go start moving in the dorms?" And I mean, some questions. Mineta would ask a question, but yet he would get slapped by Suyu. And yeah, I mean, no one real. Some people ask questions of how any more detail on her work or yeah. Oh crap! No, I forgot the main part. um, that does still happen. Okay, that whole entire interaction, her coming in, I forgot to do something. Oh my god. Um, I'm gonna do a time skip backward, or gonna go back in time for a little bit. Um, I feel dumb. I feel dumb about that. It would be during their break. Okay, during the time they were giving off. Um, yeah. I mean, somehow Kaminari and Kirishima would convince Midoriya, uh, Todoroki, Ida, and Momo to convince them to help Kaminari and Bakugo, uh, to get back Bakugo, Kirishima, and Kaminari. Um, they would convince those three to help them get Bakugo back, and Momo would make another tracking device, and yeah, they would track him, blah blah blah. And then some things leads to another. They would be there at the battleground, the battle between All Might and All for One. That would be happening, and the fight goes as usual. They do get out of there like usual. Um, like Bakugo would get out there, but instead, um, Midoriya would ask Ida to take Todoroki and Momo out of there, and Midoriya would say, "I can get them. I'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'll get them out of here. Okay? I'll be safe. Okay?" And see, those three would go, and well, Todoroki would make the iceberg, and Midoriya would grab Midoriya. No, Midoriya would grab Kaminari and Kirishima, and would start launching himself by hitting the ratio lines in the air, like while running, and they would save Bakugo, blah blah blah. They would get out of there safe and sound, and then the fight would go as usual between All Might and All for One. Okay, it would be as usual, right? And I haven't really decided who get would get All for One, one for all one for all. Yeah, but yet I'll decide at some point. Um, so they keep on going. Time skip. Um, it would probably be, well, it would be after they would get to their dorms. So now we're at present where Sakio Intelli has introduced herself, right? And yeah, and this would probably be like one of the first days uh in the dorms. Probably like the second day in the dorms. And Midoro would be walking down the hallway and he would be going to the stairs, go and walk down to the kitchen and grab something to eat. And he could hear something or someone running behind him. And he would look down the hallway and he would see Mineta jumping towards him in like a drop kick motion. I know I've done this already. I'll do it again. It's just such a funny thing I've thought of, and I think it's hilarious. And so you will see a lot in my what ifs, okay? You'll see it a lot. But yet, yeah. Mineta would drop kick Midoriya, and Min Mineta would say, "That's what you get. That's what you get. You don't kill women. You don't kill anything." Heh, heh, yum, yum, yum. And Mineta would start running away, like away, away. Like he would go lock himself in his room. And we'll go back to Midoriya after he got drop kicked. And Midoriya would be going down the stairs, like, dude, dude. And the people in the waiting room would like look over to the stairs and they would see in the lounge room, they would see Midoriya bouncing down the stairs. Like everyone's up down there. Like everyone's hanging out. Everyone. Okay. And Midoriya would keep on bouncing until he would hit the back of the couch, right? And he would say, "Ow! Oh! 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 Okay, that hurt. Oh, I'm gonna kill that kid. Oh, I'm gonna kill him. He's dead. I'm gonna throw him down the stairs. I'm gonna throw him out a window or something. That kid ain't living." Oh, 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 ow, ow, ow. And like Todoroki and everyone would surround him be and would be checking on Midoriya. And Midoriya would say, "Mineta drop kicked me down the stairs. I wish I knew a chiropractor so bad. I wish I knew one. Oh, that hurts so." And Todoroki would say, "You know, I do know a chiropractor. I mean, given it's in our class, they're in my our class. And it's me. Yep, me." And Sakia would say, "Hey, I told you that in confidence that I knew how to do a like do the chiropractor stuff. I told you that in confidence, and it's not you, it's me." And Midori would stare at Sakia and say, "Will you crack my back or something?" "No, because I'm tired of the day. I just want to go to bed. Oh, I came down here to get a snack before I went to sleep." And after you'd be done saying that, Bakugo would say, Midori, Izuku, talk with me outside real quick." And Midori would say, "Okay, hold on. Um, let me, no." And Midori would say, I mean, not Midori, Todoroki, not Bakugo would say, "I don't care about your shoes. Just talk to me outside." And Midori would say, "Okay, fine." Jeez, such an a-hole. And Bakugo would hear him. And he would say, "What did you call me?" And Midori would say, "Nothing, nothing at all. A great human being. Such a wonderful person." And he would start walking out with him, and they would talk, and Baku would say, you went blonde again, didn't you? After using the overtime, eh?" And Midori would say, "Yeah, but I had to, or I was gonna die. You went past the limit that you knew you had in the overtime realm, or um time. Sorry, beans, man, beans." Um, but yeah. Well, after they would talk, okay, they would go back inside. They would go to sleep. And now we're gonna do a time skip to the first day of class. None of them would be in trouble. I mean, except for Bakugo, because Bakugo was out training. Um, well, actually, no. He was mad at Kirishima, which is a she, Kirishima, um, because she put herself in danger because of him. Blah blah blah. They're dating, okay. And those two would go out and fight. Okay, they would get the house arrest. Kirishima would get the same days as Deku and Kanon. But yet Midoriya said, "Hey, I'll do the trash for you," or he would take out his own trash. Um, right, and and yeah, that he meets Miria there. Not really meets Miria. He sees Miria. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, uh, yeah, they would get in class, and yeah, Aizawa would say, "We're gonna do some training with some three special people, okay? If y'all have ever heard the bit of the big three, probably not, but yet you're gonna be training with them today, or they're gonna be watching over the class while I do some stuff, while I do stuff, okay? See ya." And the big three would walk out and blah blah blah. This is where I'm gonna end it. Okay. Um, we are ending it. Like, subscribe, and put um your favorite My Hero girl. Why not? Do it. Put down your favorite My Hero girl. And if you don't see a video on Wednesday, it is because um there's thunderstorms and heavy rain that day. But if you do, I probably pre-recorded it the day before, which is Tuesday. So I will most likely, you might see a video. I don't know. You might not. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you Wednesday, maybe. Um, right. I'll see you all then.